3 tips to gain muscle as a teenager. Hi, I'm Keto, and why you should listen to me is I'm an 18-year-old who's become stronger than most men and built a top physique at just 18 years of age. And I know how to take teenagers from skinny to muscular, as I've done it myself. Tip number 1 would be to clean bulk. What bulking is when you eat a surplus of calories, so a calorie surplus. This is where you eat more food than necessary. And why you do this is so you gain weight. And the weight gain will give you muscle and size. So what this looks like when we see bodybuilders is we see them, when they cut, they're really lean. You see all their muscles, you see all their veins, you see all their shoulder strides. And then when they bulk, they eat too many calories. So then they start to gain muscle, start to gain size. And what this does is it just makes you bigger. So then it makes your muscles bigger. So when you cut again, your muscles will stay a bit bigger. But there's 2 ways you can bulk: a clean bulk or a dirty bulk. What a dirty bulk is where you just eat anything you want. So you eat chocolate, you eat cakes, you eat bagels, you eat pizzas. You just eat anything you want just to gain the weight. So you just eat a surplus of food. And I don't think that's good at all. That can never work, and this should never be done. Why this is? It's because it's just unhealthy. Like eating these bad foods like pizzas, milkshakes, all that stuff is just bad for your body. And it's going to give you spots, it's going to give you acne, it's going to make you feel not nice, like you're going to feel slow, sluggish. But then we have a clean bulk. What a clean bulk is where you eat healthy, nutrient-dense foods. So these are things like meat, vegetables, fruit, dairy products. And what you eat these, and you eat these in like a surplus amount as well. So maybe you eat till you're full, basically. So you'll eat steak until you can't eat no more. Or you'll eat eggs until you can't eat no more. And with that, you're going to gain weight slowly but surely. What we see right now is Eddie Abu talking a lot about how these processed foods are just bad for you. How like even the like protein yogurts or protein powder, they're just not good for your system because they get converted into sugar. And all the sugar gets converted into fat. So when you're doing a dirty bulk, really all you're doing is putting on a lot of fat and a lot of water weight. So then when you cut again, you're not going to be as big as you want to be. Versus when you clean bulk, you're going to generally put on protein. You're going to generally be eating protein. So you're going to start to put on size and start to put on muscle. And you're just going to start to look good without being fat. And you always are going to gain a little bit of fat when you bulk. But you will never gain even half as much when you clean bulk versus dirty bulk. So you must, for a clean bulk, you must stick to unprocessed foods. And you must eat, these are like single ingredient foods. So what I mean by this is they're natural from the ground or from nature. So like meat comes from a cow or a chicken or a dog or like anything. And vegetables come from the ground. And to find out more about clean bulking and recipes you can use, click the link in the description. Tip number 2 would be to progressively overload. What this means is you're adding a little weight each week, and over time that little weight becomes a big weight. So what this looks like practically is, say I'm on the bench press. When I'm benching, say I can only bench a bar this week. So this week I'm just going to do the bar and I can do 12 reps of it when I put it back. And I've done my 3 sets of 12 reps. Next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a bar and I'm going to add the smallest weight I possibly can. So that maybe the 1.25, maybe the 2.5, whatever it is, I'm going to add it. And then I'm going to see how many reps I can do with that and see how I can do 10. And then the next week, so now we're in the 3rd week, I'm going to have a bar for 1.25. I'm going to do it again, and this time I hit 12 reps. So once I've hit 12 reps on the 3rd week, now I change from 1.25 to a 2.5. So we keep going up in either reps or weight. So every time you bench, you want to be hitting a new PR. You want to be hitting either more reps or more weight each time. And some weeks you'll plateau, some weeks you won't progress. But you got to push through that and stay consistent and do the next week and the next week. So essentially what progressively overloading is, it's just adding for 1% each time you do to the gym. And over time, this really builds up. Because if you add 1.25 every week for 10 weeks, you've got 10 kg extra on bench press. So, and that's quite a big difference. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta progressively overload with time. And this works with every exercise there is, even bodyweight exercises. You can progress with reps. So if you're doing push-ups, say you do 15 push-ups, next week try 16, go for 17. And some weeks you won't progress, you'll plateau, but then just keep trying, keep pushing, maybe change the exercise, get something new, so then you can try again, and then you'll progress. Tip number 3 would be to stay consistent. The only way any muscle's ever going to get grown and you're ever going to get big is if you go to the gym each time you're meant to be at the gym. And it is quite hard to stay consistent, especially at first when you don't see any progress, when you don't see anything happening, but it's happening behind the scenes. And you have to sort of wait for the miracle, because one day you'll just look in the mirror and you'll just be generally surprised at how big you are compared to before. So you just have to be consistent, you have to stay disciplined and go for it each day and each day. And when you are consistent for a long enough time, you see the progress. Like, I remember when I first started the gym, I could bench like 40 kg maybe. And like, I stayed consistent for a long while when like none of my friends started to stay consistent. Like exams were coming and stuff, so they all quit. And I was still consistent. And now I'm at the point, two years down the line of just consistent training. I've changed up the styles, changed up the exercises, but consistently going to the gym. And with this now I can like rep 100 kg and I don't like bench press. I don't try to be strong. It's just where I'm at because I'm just being consistent with it for so long. And it pays off. Like, you're always grateful for being consistent because you will never regret a gym session. So it's this staying consistent day in, day out. And it's like it pushes you forward. Because once you start to see progress, then you get motivated to go to the gym again. You just have to stay consistent until you see the progress. And this will all provide motivation with consistency. So there's things that can also provide motivation and consistency, like a training partner. When you have a training partner, you feel more motivated to go to the gym. Why this is because you can have a competitive nature between the two of you. Like, when I went to the gym with my friend, I always wanted to be stronger than him. Don't get me wrong, like, it weren't envy, it weren't malicious, but I wanted to just be stronger than him. And the same for him, he wanted to be stronger than me. Like, we were happy, like, I was happy when I saw him bench like 120, but then I want to do that myself. And that's sort of the friendship you need. And it's really good to just get over that first stage of a gym and really get into it. So to get tips and tricks to stay on how to be more consistent and how to get the discipline to go to the gym, click the link in the description. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice time. See you in the next one.